Hey everybody, this is Games Plus James and welcome back to our 2D platformer tutorial here in Unity, working on our little 2D platformer game. So in today's episode we're going to take a look at adding a health system to the game for the player and for the enemies. But before we jump into that, we're going to just do a little not a little fix, but just a little option on. Last episode we added the ability to throw the little ninja stars or fire any projectiles really, but I got a couple of questions asking like if you wanted your player to regularly throw the things so that you could hold the button down and he'd keep throwing them rather than having to press it each time. How would you do that? So we'll cover that very quickly. It's pretty simple, to be honest. So all we have to do is go to our player controller and we'll open that up here in Mono Develop. Pop it open here. We're just going to add a couple of little variables onto here, just down here. We'll say public float shot delay, and that'll be how much time there is between each shot, basically. And then we'll have a public float shot delay counter. So what we'll set the shot delay. Actually, we can make that a private float because we won't need to do anything with that outside. So we'll set the shot delay, and then in this, no, not even in the start. Actually, when the button is first pressed down. So where is our? Here we go. There's an ninja star thing. So when the button is first pressed down, what we'll do is we'll say, what do we call it? Shot delay counter is equal to shot delay. So we're gonna add another little thing here for if input dot get key. So before we said get key down for when we press the enter button, and get key down gets it at the moment it's pressed and only in that moment. But if you have it as get key, then it'll check if the key is still being held down the whole time. So we'll put the same key code in here again. So key code dot return. Okay, and we'll make our squiggly brackets here. So now when the button is being held down, we want the shot delay to kind of go to tick downwards and count down to when it can fire another shot. So what we'll say here is we have a shot delay counter, so now we want to make the shot delay counter minus equals time dot delta time. So what that'll do is it'll count down the time between since the last frame that happened, basically. So it'll gradually count down. So say we have shot delay is 1 second, that'll make a countdown from 1 second downwards. Okay, so that's counting the way down. And then if shot delay, oh god, we're doing weird things. If, let's just delete the shot delay counter is if it's less than or equal to 0. So once it's counting down from 1 to 0, if it's that, then what we want to do is set the shot delay counter back up to the shot delay again. So once it hits 0, we want it to go back up to 1 and also fire another ninja star. And the reason we want the first ninja star to be thrown straight away, like that. So then afterwards, then we have all this counter counting down and all that fun stuff. So now if we save this and we pop back into the game, this should solve that little problem. So basically, if you want to have like a machine gun on your character or anything like that. Okay, so where is our player? Here he is. Scroll down here. Oh no, we got an error. Oh, I didn't even see that. Where is that on? It's on line 83. 83 is here. Oh, look at that. Sure, we didn't remember to put our semicolon at the end of the statement. Excuse me. Okay, look, we're just doing things wrong all over the place here. This should be a capital G here for get key. See, sometimes Mono Develop is supposed to like fill in those little things automatically, but sometimes it just decides not to, and then sometimes it decides to fill in the wrong one that you don't want. It's a little bit finicky sometimes, but it's okay. We hit play here. Oh no, we shouldn't hit play. That was stupid because we don't have any delay between our shots. If we were to do it now, we've got too many. They're going mad. We don't need that. So we'll put this at say 0.2. That should be enough time between each shot. So now, yeah, look, there we go. Now he's throwing out the diamonds. No, the ninja stars lovely, and they're all doing whatever damage they can do, killing our little friend here. But they look a little bit bland, don't they? They're just kind of going in a straight line like that. That's not very interesting. So let's do something to add some motion to the ninja stars. Now, it'd be interesting to make them spin in the air, and we could do that using the animation system. That would be an idea, but it'd be much simpler if we can just do it through the script attached to each ninja star. So let's go to our ninja star controller script. We'll pop this open, and it opens. Here we go. So we're going to add a little bit of a public float here. Yeah, public float rotation speed, we'll call it, and this will be how fast the object rotates in the air. And then in the update function, basically all we're going to say is rigid body 2D dot angular velocity. So that determines how much spin the object has, basically. So rigid body 2D dot angular velocity is equal to rotation speed. And much like we did with the determining which direction the object should go, we want it to spin different ways depending on which way the player is facing. So so here we have the speed being set to go either left or right. So within this, we're going to add some curly brackets around this, because now this if statement has more than one call to it after this. So we'll just say rotation speed is equal to minus rotation speed. So that'll do the exact same thing. It'll decide whether the player's facing left or right, and it'll rotate it the opposite direction. Okay, so if we go pop back into the game here, and we click on our ninja star, once this compiles down the corner, should be okay. Here we go. So rotation speed, and you can fiddle around with this, but the value that I found works for me the most sensibly is minus 360. I think I'm not 100% sure of how the value works, but I feel like that's one full rotation per second, maybe, or something like that. I'm not sure, but we hit apply there to make sure the changes are applied to all the prefabs. And now if we hit play and get the game going, so you can see that one's spinning away, and look, spin, it looks a bit more kind of natural and looks more fun for everybody. Just as an example, we'll slow it down just to like 180, say. Oh wait, no. No, it does. They're not going much slower, are they? We make it 50. Huh. Interesting. Well, let's just do this here. I'm very curious as to why that isn't. I'll tell you why. Because it's not applying to the other prefabs. That's why it's not doing anything. So if we hit 180 here, and then hit apply, because you can't apply to prefabs like that when the game is running. That makes sense. So we'll throw another one here. See, they're turning a lot slower there now. So it's up to you, obviously, what speed you think feels right for something like that. And obviously, if you had like bullets or something, you probably wouldn't really want them to be spinning in the air. But you might either. You never know. For your own game, multiple different purposes could be used. But anyway, let's continue on to the main focus of this episode. What we're going to do is we're going to first create a health system for the enemy, which should be relatively straightforward and pretty easy too. So we'll create a new C# script here, and we'll call this enemy health manager. And we'll just open this up here in MonoDevelop as well. And because the system we used to have in place was on our ninja stars here. So our ninja star has the death effect for the enemy, and also has the points that you will get for killing any enemy, which isn't really, it's a super simple way to do it and very straightforward, but we want the enemy to be actually dying and the enemy themselves giving us points, so that we can get different points values for different enemies, have different effects when each enemy dies. If you want your enemies to explode or something like that, you could make an animation like that and put that in there. Various different things you can do. But yes, so what we're going to do first is we're going to add a couple of little variables that we're going to use. So we will have to have a public int health, which is obviously the enemy. Well, actually, we'll call that enemy health, just so we can remember, just in case there's any other kind of conflicts with anything else later on. So enemy health, we'll need a new det effect object, public game object det effect. Oh, not sevens. Perfect. And then yes, we also want the player to get a certain amount of points when they get killed, or when the enemy gets killed. So points on det, we'll call that. Okay, so in the start function we won't have anything happening. In our update, basically all it checks is that if the health, if enemy health if enemy health is less than or equal to 0, then make some curly brackets here. Oh, there we go. We want to instantiate that det effect object. So instantiate det effect at transform, not capital T. See, this is one of the examples of MonoDevelop putting up the wrong option that you don't really want. Transform dot position and transform dot rotation. Perfect. And then we want to add the points. So we have our score manager static variable thing. So score manager dot add points, and we put in the points on det into that.